in a good spot?
Yeah, you're rolling.
All right, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch and the plastic pollution. As you guys know, I'm Penny. It's going to be a 6 to 8 minute speech. It's going to be hopefully pretty good. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you guys have ever wondered, where does all of our plastic go? Like, I mean, I'm sure you guys know that I use a lot of plastic on a daily basis, you know? And yeah, we recycle it, but where is it really going? Like, we're not there to be at the recycling facility and say, hey, you're actually recycling this. Okay, so it's estimated that only 10 to 13% of plastics are actually recycled, even though they go to the recycling facility. And it's because of these single-use plastics, like the garbage bags, grocery sacks, you know, that kind of stuff, like the packaging on meats, stuff like that. That stuff can't be recycled because it's not thick enough, okay? So with the plastic that's not being brought to the, not landfill, but the recycling facility, is being thrown away. And because of the rain and things, it washes it out and it washes it to the ocean, okay? So it is estimated that 300 million tons of plastic are produced each year. Out of that 300 million tons, 8 million tons of it goes into the ocean. And, sorry. This is caused by the North Pacific Gyre, which is basically just a current that goes along with the, it's in between California and Hawaii, and it's just a current that goes in a circle, so it's like this vortex, and it traps all the plastic in that one spot, and it can't go anywhere. So it just sits there and sits there. Okay. And then, so with that, when it gets in there, excuse me, it's caused by what's called the Coriolis effect. I'm not sure if I said that right. So like I said, yeah, it just creates this vortex, and it's like a never-ending cycle. It just gets in there. And it is estimated that it's not just on the surface. It goes meters deep of just plastic and garbage and the, you know, okay? I would go on all day about that if I could. All right, so, well, you guys might be wondering, well, what's the big deal? Like, it's just plastic, who cares? Well, it takes thousands of years for plastic to degrade, number one. And it affects the animals. Sea turtles are the number one affected animal because plastic grocery bags, they look a lot like their food source. Their food source is jellyfish. And they will eat these garbage bags, and they suffocate and they die. Okay, so according to a study done by Plymouth University in 2015, it's estimated around 700 million species of animals are affected by this, and not just the sea turtles. And then, of course, you get this, we eat the fish, okay? So we are, in essence, we're eating these plastics as well. So they have what is called these microplastics. They're plastic when it gets to the point where it does degrade, or the animals eat it, that goes into their body, and then when we fish, commercial fishing, and when we fish, we eat that food, and then we are essentially eating the plastic. So in essence, we are what we eat. We've all heard that saying. We are plastic, okay? Things like face wash. If if you guys probably know the face wash with the little plastic beads, microplastics. They don't go away, you know? It's like sand on a beach. Shells, they degrade, they make the sand. And plastics, they degrade, they make these little teeny tiny pebbles of plastic, and you can't get them out. They can't, there's no way to clean them out. Okay, so with the thing, they have a system called System 001. It was launched in 2018, so last year in September. It is essentially a big float in a U shape with a float on top and then a screen below that goes down about 3 meters or so. And it catches all the plastic in this little spot, and then they come with boats to clean it up. With this method, they estimate they can have 50% of the plastic out of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch by 5 years, and 90% of it by 2040. So that's almost all of the plastic out of the ocean by 2040. And it uses the natural currents of the ocean, so it doesn't rely on any other power source. It doesn't take anything like gas or oil or anything that could possibly spill and be more harmful to the animals. We need to go one more. And this is a bit. Yeah. This video is just showing you guys like how
1.8 trillion pieces
the
of plastic float
system
at the
works.
surface of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Here, the ocean cleanup is deploying the world's first technological solution to this growing problem. The principle behind it is simple. Create a coastline where there are none. Concentrate the plastic and take it out. The system consists of a 600-meter-long floater and a 3-meter deep skirt attached below. The floater provides buoyancy to the system and prevents plastic from flowing over it, while the skirt prevents smaller particles from escaping underneath. As the impenetrable skirt creates a downward flow, marine life can safely pass beneath it. Here is how the system catches plastic. The system takes advantage of 3 natural oceanic forces: winds, waves, and currents. Both the plastic and system are being carried by the current. However, wind and waves propel the system only, as the floater partly sticks above the surface, while plastic is primarily just beneath it. The system thus moves faster than the plastic, allowing the plastic to be captured. The skirt extends deeper in the middle of the system than on the outer edges. As the current applies pressure on the skirt, the system naturally adopts a U shape, which enables it to concentrate plastic in its center, like a funnel. The drag generated by the skirt also acts as a stabilizing force, allowing the system to reorient itself when the wind changes direction. And because the system, like the plastic, is free-floating, it automatically drifts to the areas with the highest plastic concentration. Fitted with solar-powered lights, anti-collision systems,